son of a bitch.
Cause Pawn's drunk loves ya.
Yeah, baby, you already know this is Pawn's Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Moonshine himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know fight week, fight week, fight week. A lot of people are talking about this fight. A lot of people is buzzing about this fight. Y'all already know the 4th division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, the king of boxing, la cara de boxeo, the face of boxing, the 4th division. Y'all already know. Canelo Alvarez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, a.k.a. King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Get the F out of here, man, versus the man that's been regarded pound for pound, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can flip it around for the past 6, 7, 5, 8 years. The 4th division world champion, the first 2 division undisputed, recognized champion, the undefeated, the dangerous in the welterweight division, in the 140-pound division, and the 135-pound division, ladies and gentlemen, unblemished, Terence Bud Crawford. A lot of people, shout out to Netflix, shout out to Turkey Al Sheikh, shout out to Ring Magazine, shout out to the Prince out there, shout out to everybody. Even though that I've been very vocal throughout the months and years about this potential fight being a mismatch, yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the sport of boxing. I want to preserve the sport of boxing, even though that the business handlers are doing they're doing an incredible job to put people, you know what I'm saying, to turn off people. But it is what it is. That's why we got a platform. That's why we got a channel. That's why we got other fellow boxing content creators that want to preserve the sport of boxing and preserve the modern day warriors, modern day gladiators, the one that put their life in the line for pure entertainment. Shout out to Low Nose Boxing in the building. What's good, man? Low Nose, one of the members of Punch Drunk Boxing. If you haven't become a member of Punch Drunk Boxing, you already know where to go, man. Smash that link. And shout out to Charles Edward Gasso for the ticket sweepstake. Shout out to the winners. Wrong. One of the members. Shout out to Wrong. He's going to the fight. Plane ticket, hotel ticket. Y'all already know. Shout out to Fight Fury Films. Plane ticket, hotel ticket, all inclusive. That's what happens when you support the channel, when you engage with the channel. Not only support the channel, you got to engage. Every time we put a video, these people show up. Shout out to La Reina de Boxeo, Jackie Hernandez, that won. You know what I'm saying? But she's having a little barbecue with the fams and the ex. Shout out to Jackie Hernandez and stuff like that. Once again, shout out to Queso and stuff like that. You're the humanitarian of the sport of boxing, the humanitarian of Punch Drunk Boxing. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. I'm trying. I wake up in the morning and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to look at this matchup so positive. What can this matchup do for the sport of boxing? Even though this not a matchup that is a passing of the torch fight, in which in the history of the sport of boxing, the tradition of the sport of boxing, how boxing keeps on going and how boxing keeps on preserving itself and how boxing needs to keep evolving. We need those passing of the torch fight. This ain't the passing of the torch fight. Terence Bud Crawford's nearing the end. Even Turkey Al Sheikh never said that he got plans for Terence Bud Crawford like he did with Canelo Alvarez. With Canelo Alvarez, he said, I got some plans with Canelo. Maybe I would like to see Canelo Alvarez with the winner of Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. Maybe I want to see with him and my Caramel Thunder, Shiraz. But we never heard Turkey Al Sheikh after this fight. What's his plans for Terence Bud Crawford if Terence Bud Crawford do the impossible and win? Now I drop videos, constant lives, expressing my breakdown and how I see this fight. Some people understand, some people get mad. Some people say, yo, that's logically, objectively, unbiasedly, my brother, damn punch you, man. Damn punch, man, you got a boxing eye, man, you got some talent. Damn, you got an education. Damn, you study this stiff, man. I never thought about it like that, Punch. Some people say, damn, Punch, you a hater just because I said that Terence Crawford is going to catch an ass whooping. People get mad because I said that Terence Crawford is going to get knocked out by Canelo Alvarez. Not only get knocked out, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be deadly. Yes, I said it, damn it. Don't get mad at me because I'm saying brutal and deadly. This is a damn combat sport. This is a brutal sport. You don't play boxing. That's what they tell us, right? Hey, yo, you don't play boxing. But as soon as I say it's going to be brutal, and I say it's going to be probably deadly. Hey, yo, I'm going to tell you like this. Yes, Terence Crawford is a guy, got dog in him. He got dog. Yeah, he a fighter. That's the reason why I got him getting knocked out. That ain't no disrespect. That's complimentary. Shout out to Chris Eubanks Sr. Complimentary. The reason why I'm saying that Terence Crawford is going to get knocked the F out by Canelo Alvarez is because that's me respecting Terence Crawford. That's me telling that Bud Crawford is going to go for it. That's me telling you that Bud Crawford is going to go for the gusto. That's me telling you that Bud Crawford, I acknowledge that Bud Crawford is a dog, is a killer. He's a finisher. That's why I'm saying that Terence Crawford is going to get knocked the F out by the Rey of the 168-pound division. The guy that can take any punch from any punchers of this generation. He can't be hurt. He can't be wobbled. The last time he was wobbled, he was 19. My kids wasn't even born. Said Bud watches this channel. He better watch the channel. Life and Logic, he better watch Punch Drunk Boxing because I ain't lying to him. Everybody around Bud Crawford, Bernie the boxer, Bo Mac, the Turkey I'll Shake himself, Dana White, all the Max Kellerman, you can all lie to Bud Crawford. But I'm the only one that's going to tell him the truth. You better go out there to Jamaica, get yourself some track shoes from Usain Bolt, and you better do the best impression of William Score if you want to survive this fight. But you ain't going to get respect. And we all know, just like a lot of people said that Bud Crawford is a dog, he ain't going to do what William Score did. El Cubano Roadrunner, he's not going to do. He's not, he like Max Kellerman was telling Canelo Alvarez, oh, you know that he had an interview with Canelo Alvarez, and Max Kellerman was asking Canelo Alvarez, you know that, hey, Jamal Charlo was undisputed. Shout out to Jamal Charlo. He's undisputed. He was not undefeated, but he's a great fighter. But he already went on survival mode in the first 30 seconds. Jackie Hernandez, La Reina del Boxeo. He said that Charlo went on survival mode in the first 30 seconds. That's what he said. Hold on. Let me give me a second. Give me 1 second. La Reina del Boxeo in the building. What's good? Give me a second. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. Give me a second. He said in the first 30 seconds. In the first 30 seconds, the first round, look at the copy box number. And this is what I'm going to tell. This is why I say that, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know why they hire old personalities. Oh, yeah, Ring Magazine got a new show, and they got a football player, and they got Max Kellerman, They got fired from ESPN and had a weak show. Oh, and I like Max Kellerman. And look, I know he got a boxing eye, but he gonna be compromised already. And they got Mike Compinger. Why don't you hire boxing content creators that have established have established subscribers, established a follow that's here 24/7, delivering the boxing news, delivering the boxing takes, who keep this boxing conversation alive? It's us, the YouTube boxing content creators. And these guys at Ring Magazine want to hire old personalities that can't deliver the goods. They got to hire guys like Punch Drunk Boxing that's going to give them some good energy, some new voice, some personality, some comedic. There's other. Shout out to Showbiz. Shout out to all the boxing content creators. They need us. Give us the money. Give us the machine. And how much you want to bet that we will rise this sport of boxing back as a major sport? These guys don't got no damn personalities. These guys ain't here 24/7. We built this shit out of love. Out of love. Shame on you, Ray Magazine. Shame on you. While this motherfucker's out there on vacation, not giving a damn about the sport of boxing. Even when he did first take, he didn't give a damn about boxing. They ain't had no debates about boxing. And you give that dude a machine. Fuck that. Call me a hater. I'm here to preserve the sport of boxing. You giving fucking jobs and pumping money up the motherfucker's ass that don't give a damn about our sport. We here 24/7. 365. Video after video. Live after live. It's the reason why boxing is dying. Because you don't respect this community. But it is this community that keeps boxing alive. There is no mass media give a damn about the sport of boxing. You don't hear Fox talk about the sport of boxing. You don't. ESPN is out the sport of boxing. There ain't no American network in the sport of boxing. But yet you want to hire network motherfuckers that let this shit die. Talk about it, other boxing content creators. Don't make me look like I just got this energy and I'm a hater and I'm a fool. Let's talk about it. Put us a machine. How much you want to bet? You put that Ring magazine and put everybody on the schedule in the rotation. Matter of fact, man, we put that boxing back. Hey, yo, 8 o'clock a.m. or man, what is 8 a.m., 9 a.m., you got the boxing voice. The next show is Showbiz. The next the next show is Blue Bloods. The next show is whoever you want. And then in the evening, you got Punch Run Boxing on prime time, baby. And then at midnight, you got Rap Star Boxing Knowledge. And we keep this shit going around. And every subscribers and followers are going to engage in one platform, but it's 24 hours. And shout out to the other boxing content creators after the name. And put it all in one spot. Asking stupid questions. You knew that Charlo checked out in the first 30 seconds of the fight. Well, let's see if he was keeping it real, Maxie. In the first round of Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez landed one punch. Charlo landed one punch. Hold on. You can see it for yourself. You could. Hey, yo, folks, you can see. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying. What does it say? What's the first round? What's the first round? Alvarez. What's the jab? Both of these guys landed one punch in the first fight. This guy said he checked out in the first 30 seconds. No. That wasn't it. That wasn't it, Maxie. You know what it is? Is that the undisputed knockout artist, pound for pound fighter Charlo understood that there's weight classes for a reason. And when Charlo find out that when he landed a left hook or two, that Canelo Alvarez just kept on coming. Ain't nothing you could do with that bull. Ain't nothing you could do with that ox. See, they still trying to mind F yourself that Charlo, he checked out. And it's not that he checked out. Is that you're supposed to say that the dangerous man that you're talking to, Max Kellerman, is a 168-pound division. Charlo tried to move up 2 division, never fought in that weight class, never fought at 160, had good momentum, and a knockout artist couldn't do nothing to Canelo Alvarez at 168 because there's weight classes for a motherfucking reason. It's not that he checked out, it's that he couldn't do shit. And he decided whether I'm going to get knocked out or I'm going to keep my faculties. Am I going to get knocked out for the sake of everybody telling me, oh my God, you went for it. You went for it, but you got knocked the fuck out. You're a very smart fighter going after Canelo Alvarez. Hey, you ain't smart if you're going after Canelo Alvarez. Go after Canelo. Get laid out like Amir Khan. Or we say, oh my God, Amir Khan, you're so incredible. You got so heart and courage. We ain't give a damn. After a couple weeks, we ain't give a damn. Either Charlo gonna choose whether to get laid out or rather say survive. In the end of the day, see, Canelo Alvarez, he caught him in the 7th round. Canelo Alvarez was still had the ability to get him, but his boxing ability made him survive. It's not he checked out. Is that you don't want to keep it real with the danger of fighting Canelo Alvarez. So instead of keeping it real, they rather diminish Jermell Charlo to say, oh, it's Jermell Charlo that checked out. Who made him checked out? If Jermell Charlo checked out, who made him checked out? And why he made him checked out? That's what you're supposed to say, Maxie. You've been out of the sport of boxing. You don't know what the F you're talking about. Let me interview Canelo. Let me interview Terence Crawford. And I'll spin this shit the way it's supposed to be spin and educate the people. I'll tell you straight like this. Ain't nothing wrong with Terence Crawford in the history of the sport of boxing. Ain't nothing wrong. You ain't going to lose respect by getting knocked out. And I understand in the sport of boxing nowadays, going 12 with Canelo Alvarez ain't going to give you no damn props. Ain't gave Berlanga props. Everybody was making fun of Edgar Berlanga and stuff like that because he was parading going 12 with Canelo Alvarez. Ain't gave Matias props. It ain't make Bivol a superstar. It ain't make Bivol a superstar even though that he won. It don't matter if you go 12 with Canelo Alvarez. You could go 12. People been going 12 with Canelo Alvarez. Motherfuckers been putting on a coat on Canelo Alvarez like he's this knockout artist, like he's Mike Tyson. Canelo Alvarez been outboxing guys like Trout. Been winning the 12-round decision like Cotto. Been winning 12-round decisions like Lara. He ain't even knock out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. 12 rounds with Triple G. 12 rounds with Ryder. 12 rounds. 12 rounds. With Munguia. And it's that people want to say that Canelo Alvarez has diminished and declined so much because he's not knocking people out. No. What you don't want to say is that he's a 12-round fighter and he can outbox them. Because ain't none of these fights was close. The Berlanga, the Munguia, the Ryder, none of these fights was close. You don't want to give him the same credit that you give a guy like Floyd Mayweather. Was Floyd Mayweather knocking everybody out when he became Money Man? Did Floyd Mayweather knock out Ghost Guerrero? Did anybody was saying that, oh my God, yo, Mayweather declined, man. Yo, he's done, man. Nah, he's not good, man. Or they say that every time that Floyd Mayweather put a 12 rounds, them motherfuckers were saying that it was a masterful performance in the clinic. You don't want to say it with Canelo that he's pitching a clinic. And that's the reason you boxing fans have disrespected and devalued Canelo to uplift Buck Crawford a mismatch into a 50-50 fight. You are discrediting the sport of boxing. You hoodwinking the sport of boxing. You all a bunch of liars. All of you are liars. Max, all you that is popping the ass pimples of Turkey, the Teddy Atlas of the world, you are a cancer to boxing because you are filthy liars. You're liars, all of you. You would rather push a mismatch and diminish one of the greatest fighters of this generation that has held boxing on his shoulder for this fucking mismatch. Why don't you say that Canelo is pitching a masterclass? Why don't you say that Canelo is a 12-round fighter? No, y'all don't want to say that. Oh, Buck Crawford got a better IQ. Buck Crawford got better technique. Buck Crawford is stronger now. Buck Crawford is taller. Buck Crawford got longer range. Buck Crawford got a better movement. Buck Crawford got more accomplishment. Buck Crawford is everything. And what's Canelo? Una mierda. Una mierda. That's Canelo. They pushing Canelo like he ain't shit. They pushing Canelo like he's a heavy bag with arms. But Punch on Boxing and Pastor de Boxeo are going to keep it real with y'all. Oh, Punch. Stop hating. The fight is going to happen. Just big up the fight. Fuck you. I don't need a bigger mismatch. But I'm going to break it down. You just don't like it how I'm breaking it down. You guys don't like it how I'm breaking it down. But I break it down scientifically for y'all. Since this sport of boxing got a whole bunch of people that claim that they love the boxing, they love the history of the sport of boxing. Let me give you some history. Ron, como 10 pesos de super chari, party que a comprar comida china mañana. Me dice, subscribe, become a member. Best boxing channel out here. Let's teach the boxing world, because ain't nobody trying to teach. Hey, yo, put it this way. There's a lot of people in the sport of boxing that be like, there's no cheat. These trainers nowadays are just handling the pad work. They just handling the pad work. There's no more teachers. But you know what? There's no more teachers in these airwaves teaching people the sport of boxing. That's why the casuals take over. That's why ain't no more high risk, high reward. It's just a bunch of mismatches and exhibitions that's elevating the sport right now. The hardcore boxing has failed the sport of boxing as well. The hardcores. We play the tribalism. We play the race baiting. We create narratives, debunk, and fight ourselves. We forgot to educate. Shit, I feel like I'm gonna lean on me. Educate our children. Remember? You remember when Morgan Freeman leaned on me? When he's screaming at the teachers? We forgot to educate our children. Remember? The hardcores forgot to educate the people in the sport of boxing, because all these motherfuckers is paid off. All these dudes on Ring Magazine and writers, write your fucking ass out of here, because you guys have failed the sport of boxing. You had the potential. You had the airwaves. Y'all was on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sport, because you was butt off and nobody believed in you, and you didn't educate nor hype our sport or the fighters that was actually doing their thing. The fans said, we going to the UFC. We gonna watch pillow boxing. We gonna watch Smack Boxing Fest. We gonna watch Smack. We gonna watch the Misfits. We gonna watch Jake Paul is the face of American boxing because of the hardcores. And when people was putting some great fucking fight, I ain't gonna pay for it. I'm gonna rob it. Fire stick, boys. Put that fire stick up your fucking ass of yours. You cheap, broke mother effers. You killed our sport. They don't like me because I'm passionate about my sport. So I'm going to call it how I see it. You guys going to let this dude with a bunch of money that don't know shit about the sport. All he knows how to say is, I don't want no Tom and Jerry fight. Break down the fight. Has anybody ever, how about this? Has anybody questioned the brains and the most impactful man in the sport of boxing? Break boxing down for me, Turkey I'll shake. Tell me some techniques. Tell me who got a good jab, the best jab. Tell me, break it down for me. How Terence Crawford going to beat Canelo Alvarez? Has anybody even asked Turkey I'll shake to break down a mother effing fight? Never. Ever. Turkey, tell me how to break. Well, I know that Canelo is great. I know that Canelo is strong, but my bud, my chocolate thunder, he's going to rain thunder on Canelo. Break the fucking down and shut the fuck up, Turkey. How he going to break it down? Tell me. Well, I seen what he did to Errol Spence. Break how Bud is going to be Canelo. Antes de que te dé una par de chancleta, bofetá. Well, I think that I'd elevate the sport of boxing. Get the fuck out of here, Turkey. No shit. Besando culo, esta gente. Mira, yo, that's why I don't want to go to Las Vegas, because when I see, I'm gonna tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in media. I have media credentials before. I've sit next to people that have media credentials. I've covered the sport next to people that don't even know the sport. But because ellos maman, la mamá de la mamada, ellos maman, todito maman. Bro, they don't know shit. The reason why William Score ran is because Canelo is dangerous. The reason why Jamel Charlo didn't go for it, because he's smart enough not to go for it with this guy. He don't have the intangibles to go up against Canelo at 168, the same way for Bud Crawford. But since everybody wants to have a brain fog, let's go back in history. Can I give y'all history, and maybe I could wake y'all up? Huh? Can we go to history? All right. I know and look, and the thing is, I'm gonna give y'all special fighters versus special fighters, legends versus legends. I may throw in a couple here, fighters in their prime that had great momentum going into the fight. How about that? The smaller fighter moving up. How about that? Okay. Let's go. Who's the first? Let's pay attention, class. Pay attention. Let's go with the weaker opposition. Then we're gonna go to the legends, right? Let's go with this. Y'all remember this fight, right? I know y'all remember this fight. Kell Brook was the number one welterweight, the number one ranked welterweight after the Manny Pacquiao and the Floyd Mayweather. After the fight with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, the likes of Letterman, was it Letterman? Or Limpy, whatever, Roy Jones Jr., Max Kellerman. Who's next for Floyd Mayweather? Who is next for Floyd Mayweather? They said three names. We're gonna go to school because it seems like everybody dropped out. But I'm gonna take you back to school. This is night schools because a lot of people fail, so this is the night class. Kell Brook had the best momentum. He was the number one welterweight at the time, outside of Floyd Mayweather, when Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao. They mentioned three names. Who will Floyd Mayweather fight next? It was Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, or Keith von Tom Thurman. Those are the names right after the Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fight. Go check it out. Go check the post-fight interview. Go check out who was the three names they mentioned. Kell Brook had an opportunity. His mandatory was Earl Spence. He had an opportunity to get some good money and dare to be great and fight Triple G. What happened to Kell Brook? What the hell happened to Kell Brook? Oh, wait. I know people gonna say, are you really going to compare Kell Brook to Terence Bud Crawford? I know that's what some people gonna say, right? All right. We all know that Triple G broke his orbital bone. Career, that's a career. What Triple G did to Kell Brook with the momentum that Kell Brook had. If Kell Brook never want to go into the middleweight division and would have stood in the welterweight division and still polished himself. And the way that he beat Sean Porter, I think that Kell Brook, if you look at that first half of the fight with Earl Spence, I think he still, if it would have been dedicated to the welterweight division and I go to the middleweight division, get his eye broken, then move back down 2 division down, that in the history of the sport of boxing, only one man has gone 2 division up, came back 2 division down, and won the fight, was Roy Jones Jr. And that was the worst thing that he ever did, because he came back down from heavyweight division, went back to the light heavyweight division to face Antonio Tarver. People thought it was a controversial victory for Roy Jones Jr. He fought the rematch and then got knocked the fuck out in the second fight. Remember that? Only Roy Jones Jr. is the only man in the 100+ year sport of boxing that moved up 2 division up, came back 2 division down, and got knocked out. And won the fight. Kell Brook tried to do it again. I said that was no, that's dangerous. Dominic Angle, his trainer, said it wasn't a good idea. Eddie Hearn said it wasn't a good idea, but Kell Brook insinuated that the only way that he's going to lose his belt is if somebody beat him for it. Guess what? He came back down, didn't have sparring. I spoke to the people in the UK. He barely had sparring because he was still nursing that eye. He barely had sparring, wagering himself for Earl Spence. Did good in the first half of the fight. But if he would have been healthy and welterweight, never would have went back up with the momentum that he had and the way that he beat. I think that Kell Brook, outside of Bud Crawford, Kell Brook beat Sean Porter better than Keith Thurman and Earl Spence. That's how good Kell Brook was. But people going to say, but yo, Punch, Kell Brook is not Terence Bud Crawford. All right, so let's go to the legends. Give me a second. Let's go to the legends. Who's this, y'all? Who's this? Come on, hardcore boxing fans. Hey, yo, Teddy Ellis, if you're looking on, and Maxie Kellerman, if you're looking on, and the Mike Coppage of the world, if Turkey Out Shake, if you're looking on, hey, yo, promoters, if you're looking on, you know who this is. Who's this? Salvador Mother Effing Sanchez. Woo! Is he special? Is he one of the greats? Oh, yeah. And look who's on the floor. Wilfred Gomez. Puerto Rican, the man that was knocking out people left and right every fight leading up to the Salvador Sanchez fight. He moved up there to be great. One of the greatest 122 pounders. Oh, yeah. We talking boxing now. Fuck the little casual talk now. We talking boxing, okay? I mean, yeah, this community is all about what's on the surface, ¿verdad? Vamos a hablar de boxeo so we can bring it up to light why I say what I say. And it doesn't mean no disrespect, because Wilfred Gomez is one of the most respected men in the sport of boxing, had a gym out there in Puerto Rico. Hey, yo, Wilfred Gomez, one of the respected. Matter of fact, this was captivated. The tradition, rivalries of the Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. Wilfred Gomez, dare to be great, versus the young, hungry Salvador Sanchez in their prime. And he got knocked out. Oh, he got knocked the F out. But guess what? Go watch the fight. Wilfred Gomez tenía un corazón. Wilfred Gomez went for the gusto, but the Salvador Sanchez was just too good and just too big. He was just a different weight class. And he showed heart. Wilfred Gomez ain't run from Salvador Sanchez. He went for it. And when you go for it, you die with honor. Right? Is the reason why y'all don't respect the performance of William Scar and Jamel Charlo, right? Because y'all didn't feel that they went for it. Because in the sport of boxing, you respect the guy that go for it, but get knocked the F out. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you like this. In this community, Deontay Wilder is one of the most hated fighters. Maybe due because of the community that was pushing Deontay Wilder. Maybe it's due because Deontay Wilder had a bunch of excuses after the third fight. But he said, Deontay Wilder said, man, I want the trilogy because I want to go out on my shield. People was making fun. Yeah, at the end of the day, every fighter want to go out in their shield. Deontay Wilder getting knocked out cold by Tyson Fury in the trilogy gave him the most respect out of any of the wins of his career. Am I right or wrong? Yo, in this community, the way that Deontay Wilder got knocked out in the trilogy, and I think that's one of the best heavyweight matches because it was back and forth. Tyson Fury went down and stuff like that. Deontay Wilder got more respect getting flattened out by Tyson Fury in the trilogy than any other win of his career. See, because let me tell you like this about the boxing fans. Let me tell you like this about the boxing fans. A lot of people ain't going to admit it. But y'all like to see somebody get beaten. Y'all like to see somebody get humbled. Y'all like to see somebody feel low. Maybe your life is low too. And you want to see a downfall. You want to see courage. But the only way that you see courage is if they go for it. Even if they get knocked out, you'll respect them for that courage. Because I always said, ever since that I started my channel, shout out to Guido. And Guido been following the channel since the beginning. I always said, everything is not about winning and losing, but it's how you win and how you lose. Wilfred Gomez is one of the most respectful fighters and Puerto Rican fighters in the history of the sport of boxing. And because he got knocked out by a bigger person, it did not take the respect. It didn't take the respect away. It ain't take his legacy away, because we understood that Wilfred Gomez dared to be great, but got knocked out and went for it. Thus, Bud Crawford going up in weight, fighting Canelo Alvarez, an all-time great. And the reason why I said, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to post more pictures. I'm going to post more fights up. The reason why I'm saying that Bud is going to get knocked out, flattened out, brutally by Canelo Alvarez, because Terence Crawford, and many believe, even I believe, have the heart to go for it, has the dog to go for it, and he's going to get knocked out. Knocked out was not a disrespect. I'm not saying he's going to get knocked out because of hate. I'm a hardcore boxing fan, a student of the game. He's going to get knocked out because I know what's in front of him. And I know how great that guy is too. And I know historically in the sport of boxing, when you got a man with that type of heart and that type of cojones going after the man, you're going to get flattened out. Let me give you some more fights and more names that y'all respect so y'all can understand punch run boxing, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish that every fighter that's the face of boxing had the heart and courage like Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar de la Hoya fought anybody, any place in their time in their best. Oscar de la Hoya wasn't the type to say, you know, Bernard Hopkins, I'm the face of boxing. I'm the A side. How about we have a catch weight? How about you come to 154? Let's have a fight at 155. Nah. Oscar de la Hoya says, Hopkins, I will fight you at middleweight. And even after Hopkins, Oscar de la Hoya was still the A side of the sport of boxing and say, you know what? I'm going to fight Manny Pacquiao, but guess what? Manny Pacquiao, I don't want you to move up. I'm going where you going to be at your best, because that's what Oscar de la Hoya wanted to be. He wanted to make sure that he's fighting the guys at their best so he could understand himself and say, I am the best. We ain't never seen Oscar de la Hoya like this. When he lost to Bernard Hopkins, got cracked with a body shot. Agony. But we all know that Oscar de la Hoya is a pure welterweight or below that. But he dared to be great versus another legendary fighter, Hall of Fame fighter. See, this is because Oscar de la Hoya is a legendary fighter, a special fighter versus another legendary fighter and a special fighter. When you have special versus special, the special big man is going to win. The special man, big man. This is not Roy Jones Jr. and John Ruiz. John Ruiz was a heavyweight champion. And respectfully. But it wasn't Roy Jones Jr. going up against Lex Lewis. It was not Roy Jones Jr. going up against Mike Tyson. And even though John Ruiz did beat Evander, but it wasn't Roy Jones Jr. going up against them. When it's the best of the best in that respected division. And we're talking about legends versus legends, pound for pound versus pound for pound. The best of the best. The big man. If you're a dog, if you got dog in you, little man, that big man is going to make sure that bark that you have is going to sound like a chihuahua. We all know what happened to this fight. Does anybody question the fighting spirit of Oscar de la Hoya in the history of his career? The fighting spirit. The fighting spirit of East LA, the Golden Boy. Ain't nobody ever questioned his heart, his particular fortitude. Oscar de la Hoya tiene más cojones than most of the fighters in the history of the sport of boxing. But guess what? Even a guy with that type of heart and that dog is going to get laid out. Should I put some more so you can understand what I'm talking about? Okay. All right. I'll put some more. Thomas Hitman Hearns. Thomas Hitman Hearns versus La Mano de Piedra, Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran, if you have listened to many legends talk about their top 5, top 10, they have Roberto Duran in their top 5. Many legends of the game that you respect, from Mike Tyson, Evander, Roy Jones, everybody has Duran top 5. Everybody has Duran top 5. Everybody know that he got heart, even though that he said no mas. No mas because he wasn't getting beat down. No mas was because he got frustrated and he couldn't outbox one of the GOATs. The GOAT. One of the GOATs, top 3, the GOAT, Sugar Ray Leonard, because Sugar Ray Leonard had the best victories of any fighter in the history of the sport of boxing. Him and Muhammad Ali. Greatest victories. Roberto Duran got laid out. Not in the 15th round. Not in the 12th round. Charles Edward Queso! $100! Super Chari Chari Parica y la música de queso. ¿De qué la música de queso? La música de queso!
He's got his own money. I mean, the boy has got his own money.
What up, what up, what up? It's approaching 72 hours. Punch. 2 more fights. You should try. Oh, 2 more spots I should try. That is dirt chicken. They'll go and lamb now. I like lamb. I like lamb now better than chicken.
He is rich.
I wish red eye with solo fight. And I guarantee the best piece of spot. S and S table. The fan so good. I promise 9.95. Yeah. Hey yo. Yo, Queso. Man, are you really in the diet? Are you really in the diet, man? Because it seemed like, man, it seemed like you eating, baby. It seemed like you eating crazy out here, huh? You forgot to add it. Kind of pussy you eating. New York spots. Okay. I like lamb. I like lamb now better than beef. I don't remember the last time I had beef. I like lamb better than chicken because I know lamb is if you eat lamb is good. Lamb is good. I'm gonna check it out. But I'm on a mission, Queso. I'm on a mission. I gotta get this weight down. By the time the Keith Thurman and Fundura fight, I want to weigh at least 205. I've had 7 days off, getting back on it tomorrow. I know this. Good looking now. And shout out to the winners. Ticket. Shout out to the winners. Jackie Hernandez. Hey, Queso, thank you for the opportunity to win the fight tickets. I should have ditched my family and went. Jackie Hernandez won, but she couldn't go. So we had Fight Fury Films. Shout out to Fight Fury Films that won the sweepstakes. The Charles Edward Cheese Queso sweepstakes. We're Punch Run Boxing. Fight Fury Films and wrong. With the plane ticket. With all inclusive. With the hotel. With the fight. Good seats. Great seats. Good looking out again, the humanitarian of the sport of boxing, of Punch Run Boxing. Charles Edward Queso. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen. Hearns knocked out Duran, not in the 15th round, not in the 10th round, not even the 9th round, not even heading to the championship rounds. Not even in the halfway mark. Thomas Hitman Hearns knocked out Roberto Duran in the 2nd round, ladies and gentlemen. Because Roberto Duran had dog. And he was going for it. And he wanted to fight the big man. But because of his heart and his fighting spirit, you got laid out by a fellow pound for pound and legendary fighter. So I'm gonna give you more. Hey, yo, folks, I'm gonna give you some more fights. So I giving you Wilfred Gomez getting knocked out by Salvador Sanchez because he moved up in there to be great, but the special big man still whooped him in the 8th round. That's the round that I got Canelo Alvarez, that if Bud Crawford if that dog tries to bite Canelo Alvarez, and I ain't talking about the type of bite that Mike Tyson gave Evander Holyfield. I'm talking about that dog, that bite. If Terence Bud Crawford tried to bite that dog, turn into a dog and try to bite Canelo Alvarez going, that dog gonna find out he's in there with a tiger. Tigers, lions, and bears, oh my. You're gonna grab that little Yorkie by the neck, chew him, and swallow once. Oh, let's talk about one of the greatest fights that and I said this one of the lives. I think it was in the beginning of the year. In the beginning of the year or last year, I did a poll. Y'all remember when I did the poll? And I said, what was one of the greatest fights in the history of the sport of boxing? One of the greatest fights in the history of the sport of boxing. Did you know that most people, when I did the poll here and on Twitter, I did the poll. Guess what was the best fight that people chose in the history of the sport of boxing? Hagler versus Hearns. I did the poll here and I did the poll on Twitter. The number one fight that people chose was Hearns versus Hagler. Why? Why, ladies and gentlemen? Fight of the century. I did a poll here and on Twitter. Most of the boxing world, even people in the media that Tom did on it, they said Hagler versus Hearns was the greatest fight and the greatest fight that they ever seen. Cristian, pero 5 pesos, me dice. Yo, Punch, I met Roberto Duran yesterday. I met at a meet and greet. I asked him who he got on Saturday. He said he got Canelo beating Bud. Duran knows. They know. They know the ones that don't want to mind F themselves. They know, but at the end of the day, I understand because we don't know what's gonna happen in the sport of boxing, right? That's the part that I understand. That's the part that humbles me. That's the part that humbles me just a bit. That at the end of the day, we could predict fights, but we truly don't know what's gonna happen. If I would have told you that Buster Douglas is gonna be Mike Tyson, you would think that I was a fool. We didn't think that Buster Douglas is gonna be Mike Tyson. We didn't think that Andy Ruiz was gonna be Anthony Joshua in that fight. A lot of people in this community, they ain't even pick George Camboso and BNT and Teofimo Lopez. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen, right? But I can't analyze like that because then it wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be educational. If I just be like, hey, man, the best man wins. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. Then what's the point of watching tapes and having dialogues and debates and breakdowns and predictions? It wouldn't be fun if we just had that type of mentality to say, I mean, hey, yo, Punch, you don't know what's going to happen, yo. Hey, yo, Bud Crawford great too. Yo, you don't know. You acting like you know. No, we go and do our study and we make a prediction off that. We're fans. We do that in every sport. When it's the Super Bowl, right? And it's 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. That's what we're doing. We're trying to analyze the defense, the offense, who's the injured list, whatever. We're trying to analyze. That's who we are as boxing fans, or as sport fans. Especially we're hardcore fans of that respective sport. We know our sport. Sometimes, man, we go beyond. We know why this player is cut. We know why this player is gonna get his 10-day contract. We know the drafts. We know because we're hardcore. We're hardcore sport fans. So I'm gonna analyze this fight like I'm a hardcore. That I do my study. That I watch almost every fight of the past 8 years of Terence Crawford, and I've studied enough. I've watched I'm gonna tell you like this. I watched the Canelo Alvarez and Charlo fight the day before yesterday. I went to the fight. I've been watching the fight, and I put it on slow motion. And I'm you know what I'm trying to do? I'm desperately now trying to figure out how can Bud Crawford beat Canelo. And I think the similar fight, to be honest, will be if Bud Crawford takes a page out of Charlo, yet punch more, risk it more, but use the same type of lateral movement to stay away from danger after the 7th round. Because Charlo never got caught with that same punch. See, I'm gonna tell you like this: a smart fighter, right? You get caught, but you make sure that you're never gonna get caught with that same punch that puts you down. I'd rather take the strategy of Charlo, but be effective with the strategy. See, Charlo wasn't effective with his strategy. He didn't punch enough. If Bud Crawford hits that 500, 550 output mark, or maybe going to the 600, he's not gonna punch 700 like Dimitri Bivol. So I'm not asking him to go way beyond his style. But Bud Crawford output is almost identical to Canelo Alvarez. He only punches 3 or 4 more punches per round, meaning that you're the smaller guy. You got to be faster than Canelo. You got to punch more than Canelo. And it's just not the difference of, if Canelo Alvarez punches 406 and you punching 426. No. If Canelo Alvarez by the 12th round has this output of 365, 390, or 400, your shit should be at 600. And how much you want to bet? If you see that, he's gonna have a great opportunity to being Canelo in the judges, in the scorecards. You gotta do what Charlo did foot wise, right? Leg wise, movement wise, right? Jab to the solo plex, right? Charlo tried to jab to the solo plex, but didn't jab enough to the solo plex. Jab, but don't go for the face, because we already know you're not going to hurt Canelo Alvarez going to the face. You're not. You got to make Canelo Alvarez a little bit frustrated. Have we seen Canelo Alvarez being frustrated a little bit? Yes. Canelo Alvarez is going to overwhelm you with effective pressure. You got to overwhelm him with footwork and output. You have to give in. You want to win the fight, you have to give in. It is the only way you're going to be able to win a fight with Canelo Alvarez. You have to give in. You're going to have to take the risk. Now, taking the risk is how you're going to take the risk. Start from the bottom, work your way up top. Work from the bottom, work your way up top. Don't start from the top and work your way to the bottom. Land straight punches. To be honest, forget about the hooks. Because once you get comfortable with throwing some hooks, you're going to be within range for a Canelo Alvarez counter. See, the thing is about Dimitri Bivol, if you study the fight with Dimitri Bivol wants all straight punches. 1-2, 2-1, 1-2-3, 2-on-2. He's going to because now he's staying in range. Boom, he's staying in range. He's just going to go with the straight punches. As soon as he tries a hook, boom, now he's close enough. He's in range enough. You remember when Dimitri Bivol, when Canelo Alvarez got on the ropes and he was baiting Dimitri Bivol to come, that's when Canelo Alvarez got a little bit frustrated. Damn, he's not giving me the openings that I want. I'm trying to open him up. I'm trying to hit him to the arms. I'm trying to hit him to the hips. It's not slowing him down. Dimitri Bivol was still throwing 50 punches around. He was like this. He kept it consistent. Nah. I'm throwing my straight punches. I'm not going to throw a bunch of hooks because now I'm within range so I could get caught. Because Canelo Alvarez, and this is what a lot of people ain't talking about. They don't talk about his IQ. Canelo Alvarez has one of the best feints in boxing. But the thing is, his feints is not this type of feint. You know, his feint is you think he's going to the body, because he's been going to the body, and his eye coordination is bang, he's looking here and hits you with here. He hits you here, looking over here, hits you to the body. Look how he caught Jaime Munguia. Whom? He think he going to the body, but he's catching you up in the middle. Canelo Alvarez, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why in this breakdown they're trying to analyze this fight. Like, if Canelo Alvarez don't have this, Canelo Alvarez is not a knockout artist. Canelo Alvarez is a break you down fighter. But people have put a coat on Canelo Alvarez thinking that he's Kid Dynamite. So if he's not knocking out Berlanga, he's not knocking out Munguia, he's not knocking out Ryder, they're saying that Canelo Alvarez have declined and he's not the same. But if you look at the elite, ever since Canelo Alvarez was elite, he didn't knock out Trout. He didn't knock out Cotto. He didn't knock out Triple G. He didn't even knock out Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He is not the guy that y'all put in this coat like he's this masterful knockout artist. He's always been a break you down fighter. He's a smart fighter, IQ, counter puncher, effective aggression. He's very, very smart. And I don't know why people, because now it's Bud versus Canelo, you're taking the IQ away from Canelo. You're taking out the technique away to Canelo, and you're trying to pigeonhole them into a one-dimensional fighter. They trying to say that Canelo Alvarez is a one-dimensional fighter. He's not. To beat the type of styles that Canelo Alvarez have beaten in the elite level, don't make you one-dimensional. One-dimensional is Deontay Wilder. So how I'm listening to credible voices say, well, Canelo Alvarez, you know what I'm saying? He got sand feet, you know, he's. You think Canelo beating Daniel Jacobs, Canelo beating Caleb Plant, Canelo Alvarez beating Triple G and Kovalev, Canelo Alvarez having the ability to squeeze a win from Lara, regardless if people be like, no, I think that Lara won. Man, I watched that fight enough. It's because Canelo Alvarez was of course a favorite, and any underdog that gives the favorite a tough challenge, you're automatically giving it to the underdog. That's like Pitbull Cruz and Javante. Oh no, Pitbull Cruz won. Pitbull Cruz won because you didn't give him a chance. So any underdog that gives the massive favorite a challenge and a fight, you're automatically discrediting the favorite and automatically think that the challenge that the underdog won because he just challenged the favorite. Canelo Alvarez outboxed Cotto. You think this thing is easy? You think a one-dimensional fighter does that? Yeah, I believe that too, Kes. So for me, Lara did not win. He didn't win that fight. He put up a great challenge, but he didn't win the fight. We as the boxing community do not want to be fair. It's like I said, just like half an hour ago. I said that when Floyd Mayweather is outboxing guys, 12-round bouts, is masterful. But if Canelo Alvarez is pitching almost shutouts, it's not masterful because he didn't knock him out. We don't play that shit with Floyd Mayweather. Did Floyd Mayweather knock out Ghost Guerrero? Did Floyd Mayweather knock out Maidana? Did Floyd Mayweather knock out Cotto? Did Floyd Mayweather knock out Berto? But what we say? Floyd Mayweather, masterful performance. Masterful. Canelo Alvarez outboxing Berlanga, drop him, hurt him. Munguia, hurt him. Ryder, hurt him. Plant, hurt him. Kenneth Smith, hurt him. Saunders, hurt him. Charlo, hurt him. Why they don't say masterful boxing, masterful class by Canelo Alvarez versus Charlo? No, you know what they want to do? They just discredited Charlo. Or Charlo ain't come to fight. Charlo ain't do this. No, it's that Canelo Alvarez is that man that made a pound for pound undisputed champion fight like that. It's Canelo Alvarez skills and danger that made Jermell Charlo fight like that. Or Jermell Charlo would have fought Canelo Alvarez like he did Jason Rosario, like he did Lubin, like he did Brian Castaño, like he did Trout, like he did Charles Hatley. They don't want to give that Canelo Alvarez is that guy, is that level, especially at 168. No. Look, this is what I'm saying, Queso. That's the pressure on Canelo, right? Because we look at because we look at Ryder, you're not on Canelo Alvarez level, so you should have been knocked out. Munguia, you're not on Canelo Alvarez level, so you should have been knocked out. But Ghost Guerrero is not on Floyd Mayweather's level. He ain't gonna get knocked out. Maidana's not on Floyd Mayweather's level. He had to give Maidana a rematch. But we don't play with Floyd like that. Berto is not on Floyd Mayweather's level. Why he ain't get knocked out? You know what I'm saying? We play it with Canelo. I'm not saying and look, I understand why people, because of that, because Canelo didn't knock out these guys that's not on his level, is the reason why people believe that Bud Crawford has a chance. See, people are not respecting Canelo. They disrespecting Jermell Charlo. So they see that Jermell Charlo, because they see Bud Crawford. People believe that Bud Crawford is way better than Charlo, right? So they see how Charlo still survived, but didn't do much, but still survived. Then if Charlo could survive, Bud Crawford could survive. If Charlo could survive, then but that's how they see it. But that's also Canelo Alvarez's fault from underperforming. I understand in every side why people look at Canelo, whether it's fair, whether it's not. I could see why if Canelo Alvarez was knocking all these guys out, then people wouldn't be saying, what about if Canelo would have knocked out Jermell Charlo in the 7th round and would have ended it right there. Canelo Alvarez would have knocked out Berlanga, Munguia, all these guys. They wouldn't, he wouldn't have got the props, but they wouldn't say, Bud, you should go to Canelo Alvarez right now. It would have been a good fight. See, the thing is, they see that Canelo has massively declined because he's not knocking all these guys out that's not on his level. They want to see Canelo Alvarez fall because we've been frustrated of Canelo Alvarez. Even me, I'm a fan of Canelo Alvarez. I've been frustrated because he didn't give the opportunity to fight David Benavidez when David Benavidez did what exactly Canelo Alvarez wanted him to do. So there's a lot of people out here that want to see Canelo Alvarez lose because he's gotten a lot of people frustrated by not giving David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, the opportunity when he told David Benavidez go fight these fighters. He told David Benavidez, you only beat Anthony Durrell, fight these fighters. And he did. And he fought Caleb Plant. He beat Demetrius Andre, which Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight in the middleweight division. And that was a 50-50 fight for Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez said that Demetrius Andre versus David Benavidez, when they asked him about it, is a 50-50 fight. Look what David Benavidez did to on Boo Boo. He went up. He fought Alexander. He went up and fought another potential boogeyman in David Morrell. Give me my title shot. And that's when I said, you know what? Come on now, Canelo. Give this man an opportunity for real. I understood Canelo Alvarez before the Caleb Plant fight. Why shame Canelo Alvarez with David Benavidez when David Benavidez only got an Anthony Durrell in his belt? But after the full fight, hey, yo, my man, give this guy an opportunity. So I understand. People are looking at it like, yo, if Canelo Alvarez wins, what is he going to do next? He's not going to give us the David Benavidez fight. So people just want to see him lose. People just want to see him getting out of here, right? I understand the frustration of Canelo Alvarez. I understand why people see him as, oh man, he's declined because he's not knocking out people that shouldn't be in his level. Yeah, I believe that too. Okay, so now I do believe that Dave Benavidez will do a number now because and I said this a long time ago. If I was Canelo Alvarez, I would have fought David Benavidez a long time ago when he wasn't professional, when he was effing up, when he wasn't dedicated. I would have gotten that David Benavidez fight, get it out the way. But now David Benavidez, even though that he looked like he gained a lot of weight and shit like that, he looked like a pure heavyweight. He looked bigger than all the man. He looked better than Andy Ruiz right now. Get busy in the building. Guido said Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez is a must. It is a must. So I understand the frustration. I understand how people see Canelo Alvarez declining. I understand that there's and the thing is about this fight, the names is beautiful. Canelo and Bud is beautiful. The name is beautiful. The momentum is not. So if the momentum is not, the anticipation is not. And if the momentum and the anticipation is not, the hype is not. For me. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. When they was talking about this fight before the Madrimov fight, I was still against it. Like, nah, man, because we already seen with Jamel Charlo. I'm like, But the perception after the Earl Spence fight, I will feel better with the perception after the Earl Spence fight than after the Madrimov fight and another layoff. See, that's the thing. I'm emphasizing everything. Everything. People, I think when it comes to with this fight, that people want to block what many of us, like, we're educated and we know and we have knowledge, but this fight really want people to push everything that we learn about the sport of boxing to a side. We know when a fighter moves up, for the most part, even if he has an injury or a long layoff, he gets a tune-up, right? We know that. We know why there's tune-ups. Terence Crawford been fighting once a year. That's another problem that the boxing world been having with these fighters, right? They're not active. The Earl Spence fight was in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. We in 2025. 1 year after he fought Madrimov. After the fight, they was asking Bomac and they were trying to emphasize, you know, what happened in the performances, why he looked kind of sluggish, did he look slower, was it a weight and stuff like that? And they said that maybe a little bit has to do with the layoff. That's what Bomac said. Bomac said a little bit of why Terence Crawford performed the way that he performed was a little bit because of the layoff. Guess what? Now we have another layoff. His trainer had a little issues with that. Queso, Alejandro, que Dios te bendiga. God bless you, Queso, the humanitarian of the YTVC. Pass the plate up. Pastor is cooking. Hey, my brother, we got straight boxing. No trolling, no funny shit, no comedic stuff. Esto es boxeo, ¿verdad? Today, right, Queso? This is boxing right now. I'm not doing the turkey shaky, no chocolate thunder. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, hold my hand, chocolate thunder, all right? Hold it tight. Good looking now. Appreciate you, Queso, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything you have done, brother. Get back on the grind, because you got me on the grind, man. I just came from running, and I'm still sweating. You know when you finish running, and you take a shower, and you come out, you still sweating, you put lotion, still sweating, toda esa vaina. He's doing shit. Good looking out, man. Appreciate you. He said Caca Thunder. Oh my God. Chocolate Thunder. Bormac! Put their damn hamburgers down, motherfucker! Damn it! Chocolate Thunder, make me a promise, Chocolate Thunder. Chocolate Thunder, make me a promise that you're going to survive, please, Chocolate Thunder. Chocolate Thunder. I do not want to hold you like Rocky hold Apollo Creed. Promise me you will survive, right? You promise me. Man, I'm gonna tell you, like, hey, if he dies, he dies. And I mean career-wise. You know what I'm saying? I see you see the thumb, y'all see the thumbnail and stuff like that. You know, I don't wish nothing bad. Hey, yo, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, man. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, bro. I was tight earlier, man. And I don't want to get into the political stuff and stuff like that. I don't want to throw people off. But damn, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, man. Then you can have a difference of opinion. People want to shoot at you and kill you and stuff like that. And see, I'm going to tell you like this. That's what my mama told me a long time ago. When I was like 12, 11, yo, I used to talk about that. Before Punch Run Boxing, I had a website called thetruthhurtsouch.com. It was political. I was talking about fatherhood. I was exposing the family court system and stuff like that. It was about that. Our community, you know what I'm saying? Self-victimhood ship, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that I put, and they shut it all down, bro, because I had a conservative. Yeah, it was conservative stuff. A conservative value and stuff like that, man. They shut my channel down. They shut my website, bro. They cleared that shit out, bro. I had 7,000 followers, 7,000 subscribers. And when they did that to me, I'm like, I ain't gonna build that shit up. I wish I would have read some of the articles that I created, bro. If y'all thought that I was crazy in boxing, yo, y'all should have seen the website. Yo, I have Facebook. Facebook made me delete 72 posts. I didn't even curse. Hey, yo, you see Punch Run Boxing? You see my ex account? That's my 5th account. They terminated me on Twitter 4 times. The last one, I was throwing shots at Nicole Simpson's family and the Goldbergs and stuff like that. It was funny. Hey, the fist punch, I'm telling you, and I say, yo, I'm never gonna go back to politics or nothing like that, man. For real. But when I was young, my mom used to tell me, mira, no habla así afuera. Mucha gente no piensa como usted. No habla así afuera. Be careful. And yo, when I seen what happened to Charlie Kirk today, and I saw the footage, sad, man. Prayers go out to his family, to his wife and his 2 kids. Man, the first thing I thought about was when my mom told me that when I was like 12, 13 years old. That's the first thing I thought about. All day I've been thinking about that. Because they know me, like my family and my friends know me. I have a very strong opinion, and it's not within, you know, again, like I said, I used to a long time ago be liberal because that's what you learn in the community and stuff like that. But when I'm like, man, the community stays the community. Nothing's getting cleaned up. And then when you have a kid, or when you start having a family and stuff like that, you start really still trying to establish that traditional, you know, being right, being a responsible father, want the education to be good. Once when you have kids and you just chilling in the block and stuff like that, when you're young and you got no responsibility. But when you have kids, you want your community to be good. You want you naturally become what I believe is more conservative. Right? Don't you want, if you have a daughter, and let's say you believe in God, right? And you have your religious belief, or your God, or God-fearing belief, right? Don't you, if you with your daughter, you want her to be with somebody that's going to have that same type of morals and principles. When you start having kids, you think about morals and principles more. And when you think about morals and principles, what type of the morals and principles that you rather have? I was geared more to the conservative. The older I got, the more conservative I got. And then I see what the politicians in our community was doing. You know what I'm saying? Race baiting, gender baiting. They want us to vote emotionally, right? So today, when I seen Charlie Kirk, and I agree with half of the stuff, most of the stuff. Every time when I do see him having a debate, I agree with Charlie Kirk. And I remember in the beginning when I was like, man, this guy's kind of, you know what I'm saying? But I used to see him with him and Candace Owens and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, I get it. I get it. I'm relating. I relate. And then I'm like, damn, man, just because it's political views? Really? You want to kill a dude for the political views that you have? Is that where we at in America? But you know what, bro? In boxing is the same. It's not the same, but yo, in boxing, yo, let me tell you like this. What was it, like 4 years ago, man? I used to get death threats. Death threats over boxing takes. Over boxing. Hey, yo, point. I'll meet you there. Like, yo, I'm going to the fight. I hope I see you in Vegas. And I hope I see you. I'm going to Madison Square Garden. I hope I see you there. I'm like, man, please. I got to the point where I want to show up. I want to see. Because I want to see. I want to get that work. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of frustrations and demons that I have that I want that work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. So then in the political field, like, that's bad, man. So anyway, back to boxing. The reason, like I said, I have Canelo Alvarez knocking out Bud Crawford is not a disrespect thing. Yes, I got jokes. I already know, man. I'm comedic and stuff like that. So y'all already know. Y'all know my delivery. The people that have been following me on the channel, y'all know, man. I like to have fun with this as well. As much as I study the game and stuff like that. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. I'm a student of the game. I'm a comedic. I got a sense of humor. That's just who I am. Always been like that my whole life, right? But in all seriousness, I'm not saying that Canelo Alvarez is going to knock out Terence Bud Crawford because I want to sound good. I want to sound like controversial or anything like that. I'm being real. I believe Canelo Alvarez is going to knock out Terence Bud Crawford because I believe that Bud Crawford has the approach like the other greats that try to beat the bigger guy. I do believe that Bud Crawford has the courage and the heart and the cojones of Wilfred Gomez. I do believe he had the heart and the courage of Roberto Duran. I do believe he had the heart and the courage like a Thomas Hearns. Because when I analyze Terence Bud Crawford, that's who he is. At the age of 38, ain't nothing going to change. You know why a lot of people saying that Terence Bud Crawford won't do what William Skull did? Because we ain't never seen him do it. And even if he tries to do it, he won't be effective doing it because he never done it. At 38, tell me what fighter you know at 38 changed. Just changed their style and was effective with it. You ain't gonna learn nothing. You're gonna be who you are. If we learn that Terence Bud Crawford inside the ring and outside the ring is highly competitive, that means he got so much pride, he will rather go out in his shield. I believe in that. I believe in Bud's statistical fortitude. I knew, matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, y'all was here when I said and when I predicted that Terence Bud Crawford is going to beat Errol Spence worse than the car accident. I wasn't saying that because I hate Errol Spence. I saw the matchup. I analyzed the style, and I said Bud Crawford is smart enough because for me, I said that Errol Spence is highly predictable. Jab, jab, push off, body, reset. Jab, 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 body work, push off, hold you, push off, clinch, boom, 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 reset. He does the same thing. He was very predictable to a guy like Terence Bud Crawford. Errol Spence was not the fastest guy. Errol Spence was not the most powerful guy, and Errol Spence was predictable. Errol Spence was tailor-made for Bud Crawford, and Errol Spence is textbook. He don't do nothing that you don't think. He's doing lateral movement. He doesn't give you those type of looks. You could walk into the front door. Errol Spence don't have a bunch of feints that's gonna make you think. So I always had Bud Crawford and Keith Thurman beating Errol Spence. Not because they're in way different levels. It's just that the styles, right? They always say styles make fights. So I wasn't a hater of Bud Crawford when I said that Bud Crawford, look, I'm looking right here, bro. I told you how many times I show y'all, bro. How many times I show y'all? Give me a second. How many times I show y'all? Give me a sec. Rather a car than a Bud accident. Bud Crawford dangerous than car accident. Just like you see that I'm going extreme with Canelo and Bud. I went extreme. Let's listen. This is how much I believe in Bud.
I said this. Yeah, Bud Crawford is just as dangerous as a car accident. You listen to me? Bud Crawford is just as dangerous as a car accident. Oh yeah, yeah. This ain't no over exaggerating. Ladies and gentlemen, boxing is a dangerous sport, and Bud Crawford is a dangerous motherfucking man.
Was I right? When's the last time we seen Errol Spence back in the ring? Was I right? Was I over exaggerating? Was I capping? Let me know. And was I a Bud Crawford hater? When's the last time we seen Errol Spence back in the ring? As a matter of fact, I was absolutely correct. Even Errol Spence got back in the ring a year after his car accident. Let me know when Errol Spence been back in the ring after the ass whooping that Bud Crawford gave him. Anybody in the chat? Ain't nobody gonna call me a Bud Crawford hater now, huh? Oh, but yo, Punch, you don't know what you're talking about. Yo, Punch, you don't know what you're talking about. People thought I was dumb when I predicted that Dillian White was going to beat Povetkin in the rematch after Dillian White got knocked out. No? Let's see if I can find that video. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I can. Let me see if I can do that shit quick. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can. What was this? Knocked out. So when I do so many videos, Dillian White, cokehead. All right. Was it this one? Okay. Hold on. Let me see if this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know this Saturday we got Dillian White versus Povetkin. 50-50 fight, in my opinion. And both of them not tested, VADA tested, so you already know you're going to see some great action. You're going to see some great action. They're going to be in extraordinary shape. That precision. Matter of fact, I think I got Povetkin.
Hold on.
This fight. It's a 50-50 fight. Y'all already know Dillian White been on the same precision in the WBC interim. You know, he's been there longer than a Greenland shark been in the ocean. You know? And it would be kind of funny if Povetkin comes with a win and takes him out that precision. Matter of fact, I think I got Povetkin to win this fight. It's a 50-50 fight.
That's the first prediction. I got Povetkin winning the fight. Got Povetkin winning that fight. Let me see if I find y'all the rematch. That's the first fight. It's the first fight. Y'all can see it. Dillian White, Greenland. I predicted Povetkin was going to win. See the rematch. Hold on. Let me see if I did the prediction for the rematch. Remember, rematch is idiotic, desperate fools. Povetkin versus the rematch in November. No, what is that? Okay. Look. What was the first fight? Y'all heard? I said Povetkin was going to win. People thought I was crazy because my next prediction on the rematch was this. Dillian White stops Alexander Povetkin. Prediction. Is the rematch. Who won that fight? Nah, Punch don't know shit. He's just a drunk on the mic. Let me see what I say.
Hey, you already know this. Drunk boxing, aka Mr. Moonshine himself, aka El Adobo, aka El Sazón.
Sí, sabemos todo eso.
I mean, last not beaten, and a lot of people thought that Dillian White was gonna come with the victory. A lot of people feel like it was upset, man. But your boy Punch Drunk, you know, I didn't even have a horse in the race. I just felt like Povetkin was gonna win. You feel me? But this time, Dillian, I believe he's gonna win. He's gonna win. Don't worry, Eddie Hearn, you ain't gonna need a napkin.
Yo soy de boxeo, mi gente. Yo soy el pastor de boxeo. Yo soy el pastor de boxeo. You gotta, hey, become a member to the channel. Support the channel, mi gente. Don't think I'm crazy when I say what I say about Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. I wasn't crazy when I said about El Tigre Earl Spence. I wasn't crazy. Hey, yo, Thurman is gonna be Honduras también. I said Virgil Ortiz was gonna be Madrimov. I said it, my friend. I said it. I didn't say it. I said it. I said that Eno was gonna be Stephen Fulton. Oh, but no, people are mad because I'm saying the extreme. If Terence Bud Crawford goes all out, he's gonna get put out. If Terence Bud Crawford survives and try to survive, that's the best bet. I believe that Terence Bud Crawford is smart enough to survive 12 rounds. But if he turns into that Bud, that when Bud Crawford likes to adjust and he goes for it, he's going to get laid out. Don't think it's going to be the same way with Sean Porter. Don't think it's going to be the same way with Mean Machine. Don't think it's going to be the same. That's Bud Crawford who we know. When he's not having a masterful boxing clinic and he wants to turn it up, he wants to make the adjustments, he go for the kill with Gamboa. They was throwing down. He didn't give a damn if he was going to get knocked out. That's Bud Crawford. Mean Machine. Look at all his adjustments. His adjustments is not to digress and use the footwork and get out of dodge or be safe. That's not Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford only know how to adjust to kill. Go watch Bud Crawford in the amateurs and go and watch Bud Crawford today. Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, for real. Watch Bud Crawford in the amateurs. Go to YouTube. I've been following. That's my favorite class. Everybody knows that in this community. I always say this so many times. That's my favorite class. That's the reason why I'm a big Thurman fan, a big Boo Boo fan. I was Deontay Wilder, Gary Russell, because that's my favorite class. I studied that class. The Mikey Garcias, the Danny Garcias, the Terence Bud Crawford, the Sean Porter, the Usyk, all those guys. When Sean Porter beat Usyk, what was it, 2025, 2026? Usyk wasn't even that dangerous like that because he was losing in the beginning. He lost to Beterbiev around that same year, 2007. I'm a student of the game. I'm telling y'all folks, I know what I'm seeing. Terence Bud Crawford is not going to change who he is. Terence Bud Crawford was a wild man in the amateurs. That's the reason why he couldn't go to the 11. He was wild. Ask anybody. He was wild. And he's gotten so much better in containing his emotions in the pros. But he's still a dog. It's not going to change versus Canelo Alvarez. And that's the reason why I got him getting knocked down. Because he's not going to change come fight night. If he's not getting his way, he's going to go for it because he's going to see all his kids looking on and his friends looking on because Bud Crawford is too prideful. like Durant and Gomez and Hearn and any other great little man that tries to fight a great big man. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know on Wednesday I don't go that long because tomorrow's Happy Hour Thursday. And Happy Hour Thursday, that's when it's unlimited. I go all day long, right? So tomorrow we back at it. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. I'm gonna open up the panel tomorrow as well. Shout out to all the boxing content creators. Shout out to all the boxers. Shout out to Bud Crawford, his team. Shout out to Canelo Alvarez's team. Shout out to all the fighters that's gonna be performing this Saturday. You know, hopefully I keep a little bit more positive and really, I want to do. Tomorrow I'm gonna do the technical breakdowns on the heavy bag, and how I think how can Bud Crawford could survive. What it's probably technique that he could use that is going to probably make him survive a 12 round with Canelo Alvarez, and what Canelo Alvarez could do as well to make Terence Bud Crawford commit early. Let me know what y'all think, man. Love y'all. God bless. Good night, and on to the next.